Hey kids, today we are going to make that rain stick that we have been talking about all week. I'm going to try make sure that you can see what I'm doing. I have my supplies. I have my paper towel roll. I have a piece of paper. I have something round that I can trace circles out of, not out of. I have some rubber bands from when we tie-dyed in class, and I have a bag of some dried, I think they're pinto beans. Doesn't really matter. If you don't have beans and you have something like beads or even dried rice, all of those things work. Oh, and then I also have not paper clips. I have toothpicks and I have glue. Okay, so if you can watch this while I'm doing it. I think that might be the best idea, and then you can go back and watch it again and do it independently. And then if you have any questions, you can ask me because I will be live helping. Okay? So the first thing I need to do is I need to close off one of the ends of the paper towel roll because I want to be able to put some beans in it. So I'm going to take my paper, take a pencil, take something round like this mug, and I am going to draw a circle. Oh, you know what? I am just thinking of that one thing that I don't have, which is a pair of scissors, but that's okay because I'll grab one. Now here's what you can do. I need 2 circles, but what I can do is take my paper that has the circle on it and fold it over. Okay, so now it's doubled up. And then I can cut my circle. There are my scissors. I can cut my circle out. I can cut 2 circles out at once. Okay, so now I have my 2 circles. What I would like to do with this piece of paper is that I am going to fold it a couple times and then open it up and fold it again. I'm crumpling it up a little bit because that way I can, it's going to be easier to put on the end of my toilet paper roll. It will fit better. So that's what I'm doing with this. This is going to go on here. I'm going to push it down around the corners. And once I know it fits and it's big enough, you might have, if you make a circle that's smaller and you don't think it's big enough, then go find yourself something bigger and rounder and trace that and cut it out. So now I'm going to open my glue. It's always good to wait till you need the glue to open it, and then when you're done with it, to close it. So I'm going to put glue around the edge where I'm going to put the paper. And then I'm going to put the circle around there, and I'm going to grab the end and hold the paper down. And then the rubber band is going to go on there for some extra security. If you don't have a rubber band, then what you can do is use tape or string. Sometimes you have to be creative in the things that you use for projects when you don't have that thing that you really need. Okay, so now I have this on one end. Sounds a little bit like a drum, doesn't it? Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some beans, and I'm going to hold the bottom just because I just glued it and I don't want it to come off. I think I'm going to put some more in there. Okay, so the next step that we would do here is, let me close my glue, is that we would put the toothpicks in. And you can actually put the toothpicks in before the beans. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I can pour the beans out right now if I wanted to. I want to show you, I want you to listen to the difference between the roll, the rain stick with the toothpicks and the rain stick without, because it sounds a lot better with the toothpicks, but if you don't have the toothpicks, you don't have to add them. You could always add them later. So this is what it sounds like without the toothpicks, and this is what it sounds like with the toothpicks. Do you see how it sounds a little more interesting because of those toothpicks? And it's kind of fun. Can't really see in there. It's kind of fun because it makes it look like a cactus too. But remember, if you're using toothpicks and you bought the pointy ones, to have somebody cut the little ends off so they're not pointy, because that's no fun. All right, so what I'm going to do, the way this is going to work is I'm going to take my thumbtack and I'm going to start poking holes all over my paper towel roll. It really doesn't matter. I mean, I definitely wouldn't worry about putting too many holes in there. Even if you end up having more holes than toothpicks, that's okay too. I think the more toothpicks you put in, the more interesting the sound gets. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my toothpick and I'm going to stick it in that hole. And I'm going to push it all the way in. And I'm going to find another hole. And sometimes it works better than other times. Just keep sticking them in the holes. Okay, so and sometimes you're just going to find a toothpick that does not want to cooperate, and then you can go get another one. Or sometimes you might have a hole that doesn't want to cooperate. That happens too. That's okay. And find somewhere else to stick your toothpick. Okay. All right, and so I want them on all sides of my rain stick. And once I have as many as I want, I think Miss Kuster said 20. You don't have to do 20 if you don't want to. Kind of get a feel for it. Let's try it. We're going to try out the sound in just a sec. So let me put my beans in that fell out. I'm going to hold my hand over it so they don't fall out. You know what? I think that sounds pretty good for now. I can always stick more toothpicks in after I have closed the end off. So I'm going to take my second piece of paper, that circle that I already cut out, and I'm going to fold it like I did before. And then I'm going to open it back up. And then I'm going to fold it again. Actually, I'm crumpling it. This is going to make it more like fabric. So it's going to make it something that I can drape over the end. If I didn't crumple it up like this, it wouldn't cooperate very well. So open it carefully so you don't tear it. If you do tear it, you can either tape it or make yourself another one. And then hold it over the edge, make sure it fits. Give it that feeling of where it's going to go. So do you see how I kind of formed the paper into a cup that fits on the end? Now I'm going to open my glue again. And I am going to put some glue around the edge, the end where I'm going to glue the paper. Then I am going to put it on there, hold it down, hug the paper to the paper towel roll, and then take a rubber band and put it around the end. If you don't have a rubber band, you can use something else. If you have a bigger rubber band, you can put it around twice. And there is your fabulous rain stick. I hope you have fun with it. Take good care of it. Please keep it away from your little brothers and sisters. And when you have music, I think you guys have music in 2 weeks, make sure you share it with Mr. Patrick, because I think he'd be super excited to see it. Remember how we tapped on the end? It can be a drum, and then it can make rain. If you would like, you can also draw pictures all over your rain stick, or you can draw pictures, cut them out, and glue them all over your rain stick. I hope you had a lot of fun doing this. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay? See you tomorrow.